What's going on, everyone? In this video I'll be giving you key tips and tricks for the SAT June exam that is within 1 week. But first, I would love to thank today's sponsor, Polygence. Polygence is a research academy dedicated to driven students looking for one-on-one mentorship from top-tier academics and practitioners. It's a great way for high schoolers to dive deep into a field that they are really interested in with an expert. In fact, looking at the website, one of my favorite projects was a project about music and study patterns. The research paper explored the connection between test performance and listening to familiar or unfamiliar music. The findings were really cool, and I highly recommend you all to check this paper out, because when I read it, I was like, wow, if I was in high school and I wrote papers like this, maybe I would have gone to Stanford. If you want to check out Polygence, be sure to check the link in my description below. And honestly, guys, if you are really someone who's interested in computer science, like a lot of people are on this channel, or math or science or anything, check out this website, because you will be able to create a project with an expert's help.
So use my link below today to get $250 off of your first Polygence program. Get paired with an expert mentor in your industry of choice to make your passion project a reality.
Now, let's get into the video. So the first main tip I have for SAT June exam is that it is an easier exam. You see, there's a better curve. And with a better curve means that you can get more questions wrong and you will still probably only get 10 to 20 points off. And this helps a lot of people, because one of the worst exams ever created, I feel like, was SAT June 2 years ago, or SAT June or SAT July, or I think November, where basically if you got one question wrong, you were getting like 30-40 points off, and everyone was ballistic. Everyone was enraged. They were saying, how can a curve be this harsh, right? Well, the SAT June last year as well as this year will be much nicer, right? And based on history, SAT June usually is the nicer exam. And one of the best things I like about the SAT June exam is that usually, especially for this case, it is the last SAT in the entire testing period for SATs. Because after this one is a new cycle of SAT exams. So now, what does this mean, and why is this a very important thing? You see, the SAT June exam has been previously exposed to repeat past problems on previous SAT exams from the same year or from a year ago, which is highly confusing, because you would think College Board would be at least a little bit creative and design different problems for each SAT exam. But the SAT June exam was exposed for having repeated problems, and this makes sense, right? It is the last SAT of the entire year, so of the entire school year at least. So why, create an entire new exam when you can just use all the past SATs administered for this season, mesh their problems together, and boom, you have a new SAT exam, right? That's the whole idea. In fact, I guess College Board is working smarter, not harder. Well, they don't really work hard that much, do they? But basically, shots fired. But basically what this means is that if you study the previous SATs, maybe within the past year, and I'm sure you can probably find the past SAT exams online, you can study them, and this will help you and help your problem solving abilities. And if you can just look at the problems, see what is being tested, maybe if you took a past SAT already this year, just remember the problems that you did, right? Look at the exam. If you order the QAS service, which allows you to look at your answers and your problems, look at that, because there's a high chance that those problems you see might appear on the SAT June exam, maybe in different words or different numbers, but overall the same problem. And in some cases, it was the exact same problem. So you might luck out if your June SAT is similar to an SAT you already took. And now the third tip, and this tip is also super important, and this should be a no-brainer, that's to study hard for the SAT math and reading exam. Okay, SAT June is upcoming. It's like literally a week from now. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is like the best exam, right, that you ever take. Because the SAT June, like I said, is the easier exam. It is the best exam, the best chance you have at getting whatever high score you want. And this is the easiest exam. Don't mess it up, okay? Make full use of it. Do the best you possibly can. Study as hard as you can, so that way you can get the highest score, because this is the exam to get that high score, to get that 1600, okay? You don't want to wait till the next cycle, because that can really mess you up. And use Khan Academy. I want you guys to spam it. And I know SAT math is kind of weak on Khan Academy, but spam the SAT reading, and you can still do some SAT math problems as well. At least you're still sharpening your abilities and you're not growing dull, right? Because I highly recommend studying as hard as possible for this next week. And last but not least, study old practice tests. This kind of relates to my tip number 2, which is, look at past exams, because the same problems might appear. For studying old practice exams, those problems won't appear on the SAT June exam. The SAT June exam only repeats problems that were on the actual SATs administered to students. But you can still study the 10 practice tests College Board offers, because the concepts are the same, the patterns are overall the same, so just study them and do them. I want you to do a test every single day from here on out, because you only have a week left, and you want to make sure you are as sharp as possible and you are exposed to as many SAT problems as possible, because that way you can detect patterns. So when you take the actual SAT exam, you're like, whoa, I saw a problem exactly like this. It's just a little different words, a little different language, but it's the same approach, and you probably get the same answer, maybe, who knows. But these are the key tips and tricks I have for the SAT June exam. And like I said, guys, you can ace this. This is the easiest SAT exam that you possibly could take this year. There's past problems on it, so just study the past exams as well, and you really might be able to get a 1600 if you study properly. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow these tips. Be sure to check out Polygence if you really want to further your knowledge in any field, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.